Now, here's another film that came out in 2013 that didn't come out in the UK until just now. That is 12 Years a Slave. Now, I've heard quite a lot from this film. I heard this is a really big, strong Oscar contender. But I've also heard that that the shit that happens in this movie actually happened in real life to this guy, and around that sort of time period where slavery was kind of such a traumatic thing for all these people. Really was really disgusting what, you know, actually what they all went through and all that and stuff. But how would and this also was a faithful book, famous novel as well, but how would the sort of book turn into sort of film? And this is kind of like Steve McQueen's third sort of big sort of Hollywood film that he's doing. And how did he fare? Well, actually pretty damn good, if I have to be honest. Here's what I'm going to say. Everyone in this film was on top form. Like, this acting is fantastic. The guy that plays the main protagonist, Solomon, I don't know the guy's real guy's name. I'm not really good with words, so I'm not going to try to pronounce it, but he was really good and very convincing. Now, if they probably have hired, say, a higher paid sort of actor to play the role, I think you would not feel this the same feelings, because you know that the sort of that guy, you know, that person and whatnot. What I liked about his character, the way that they chose this guy, because he felt just perfect for it. He was able to show emotion, able to show kind of like, you know, happiness. And also you really get to see in the guy's eyes, which is really important, because it's the eyes you have to, like, because this guy, like, in this film, he's very strong. Like, even when he's in slavery and he's been sort of tortured, he's been like sort of built on, he's a very strong character, and I like to see that it's the eyes that you have to pay attention to really show what he truly is feeling. Everyone else in the film was really good. Just to pick out some names, Benedict Cumberbatch was really good in it. He played a really good role. You know, his role's probably really short. Not as short as Brad Pitt's role, but again, he was really good. Probably kind of the first time very convincing of a film. But I think the one person that really does steal the show completely is Michael Fassbender. I mean, this guy has worked with Steve McQueen in pretty much nearly all his films since the three that he's done. But he was really good in this film, really strong. Like, he was really good character, and by God, like, the stuff that he does in this film was really kind of sickening in a way. But what about in terms of the directing from Steve McQueen? I think his directing for this film was really good, except for a couple of choices that I will make. The first nitpick I will probably say is though that sometimes I felt the music shouldn't be at these certain scenes. There are certain scenes in music where it has to be really serious, but then the music comes on, it really kind of like blows away the seriousness, and I kind of felt a bit detached from the movie, because I then started to remember this is a movie. The next thing I'll say, and this is probably one thing that Steve McQueen should have probably paid a little bit more attention to in terms of his directing, is the kind of like, now the film title says 12 Years a Slave, but when I was watching this movie, things just never seemed to be like 12 years. You know, the guy just looked the same like from he did like day one. I wish that they kind of show a progress of years, like maybe his hair started to grow all grey, or he started to grow facial hair or whatnot, or even if they kind of did a sort of time sort of chart throughout opening maybe like a new sort of big important scene for that movie. I think it probably would have sort of helped. And I know some people are saying this is the Shawshank Redemption of our time. It probably is, but I think Shawshank Redemption is a little bit more better than this film in many ways. Like, this is a very inspirational film, but it's not a film you should not take your kids or you know, your couples. But this is kind of really a big film lovers kind of film because it touches on a lot of things that, you know, happen in those years, and really sort of touchy stuff, and you don't really want to feel kind of like talk about it because it's quite controversial sort of thing that happened to them. And with all that said and done, my overall score for this is a 9 out of 10. Probably would have given it top marks, but like I said, I had a couple of hiccups that really just didn't really sort of like about the movie. So, but it's a strong 9 out of 10. And this film probably would have been at least my top 10 if the film bloody came out last year. Anyway folks, hope you enjoyed the video. Comment on any thoughts that you have about the film, if you liked it, hated it or whatnot, and feel free to sort of like and subscribe. It's the little things that mean kind of big things for me. I love making these videos, expecting more pretty soon, and I will see you guys later.